Well, now I want to introduce a guy that hasn't been on our show before, Greg Greff. And Greg is with the Hampton Roads Model Railroad Museum. And as everybody knows, I hope, New Tracks is a great supporter of this project and of their museum in Hampton Roads. Hampton Roads is in Virginia, if anybody doesn't know that. It's down in the Tidewater area. In fact, the Tidewater Division of the Mideast region, the division that I used to belong to, the region that I'm a life member of, includes the Hampton Roads area. So I have some familiarity with the area down there, and I think what Greg and his group are doing is really going to be spectacular for that area down there. And I know that they're doing everything they can to get it off the ground, and I'd like for him to tell you a little bit about it. So, Greg, welcome.
Well, thank you very much, Jim. I appreciate being on the show again, and nice to see you again. And yeah, we're making progress slowly. It's the biggest bottleneck is trying to get a location, and we're hoping to sort of emulate the San Diego Model Railroad Museum, and they were able to obtain a building from the city without charge. And so we're really trying hard with the 7 cities in Hampton Roads to get one of them to sponsor us. But short of that, we're very dedicated to it. I'm sure we'll find some way to get it up and running. And we've got a website up, and we're accepting donations, and we're getting a few. We got $1,000 grant from CSX not long ago, and so anyway, it's growing, and eventually maybe we'll get enough money in the pot to lease a space. But there's actually one building that we're really looking at that's been abandoned by the city. It's been open or vacant for about 3 years now, and it needs a little work, but they're not doing anything with it. So if we can get them to give that to us, we'd be great. We'd be very happy. But anyway, we're working on it, talking to city council and all that stuff. So anyway, what we want to do, just to sort of let everybody know, we're trying to get this. This is a museum that's going to have all scales in it, all the main scales anyway. And we want this to be a family.
Pat, can you pardon me just a sec? Pat, can you spotlight him so that we've got him on the screen? There you go. Now, okay, thank you. Okay, great.
Okay, so anyway, just to tell you more about what the museum will have, we want about 10,000 or more square feet, and we want to have all the scales represented, the main scales. We're inviting clubs that are in our area. There are about 8 of them, and they will all be eventually invited to come in and set up their own layouts. We want to have a space for students to come in and set up their layouts, and using the STEM concepts that they're learning in school. We want them to come in and use those concepts to build their own bridges and architectural models, and landscaping, and just and use their mathematics to do grades and all that stuff. And maybe they could get a little credit for it at their school. So we're talking to the school boards and trying to, connect with them and corroborate our museum with them. Our museum could be sort of a place where they could actually do their sort of like a laboratory, where they can actually use the materials that they're and the concepts that they're learning about. A lot of our museum is going to be about education and teaching, and we do have a historian on our staff, and he is really helping us a lot. Our area, Hampton Roads, is one of the biggest historical areas of railroading in the country. And we're going to show that in the museum when we get it going. And we'll have a library there. We'll have classes. We'll have clinics. We'll probably sponsor some train shows. And you know, we do have a traveling exhibit too. In fact, I spent the afternoon going to the North Suffolk Library, setting up a train for them in the name of our Model Railroad Museum. So we're getting involved in the community that way. We're accepting emails from volunteers frequently. We get a lot of donations of equipment, especially HO stuff from people that have read our website. So, I mean, a lot of people are interested. I get emails all the time from people wondering when the museum is going to open and all of that. So, you know, I think there's a lot of interest. We just got to get it going. We're, and oh, I just want to mention, you know, the website, if you want to go on there, it's mrmhr.org. And if you go there and sign up for our newsletter, you can see what we're all about. And you know, maybe give us a dollar or two if you don't mind to help us get going. So that's pretty much it. If anybody has any questions, be glad to answer them. Greg Leapart is also on this video. If he wants to say anything, I'll be glad to have him talk as well. But that's pretty much it. Back to you, Jim.
Greg, I really appreciate you and the other Greg taking your time this evening to join us. And I'm glad to hear that it seems like it's going very well for you trying to put this together. It can't be the easiest project in the world this day and time, but I admire you so much for taking this on and trying to work with the kids program in your area. I think that's so important for our hobby. I hear people tell me all the time, if we can't attract young people into this hobby, then in 10 years, we may not have the trade associations that we have today. We may not even have any manufacturers that can afford to stay in the business as we have today. So attracting the young people into our hobby, I think is critical. And I think projects like you're doing with this museum are exactly what's needed around the country in order to make that happen. So congratulations and best of luck to you.
Well, thank you, Jim.
Anybody
Jim and Greg, the only thing I would say, add to that is we are meeting weekly with our board and a dedicated group of model railroaders who are actively involved and share an interest in this project. And one of the unique things, while we don't have a building, we did have some wonderful connections with offers to help set up with some other organizations and like churches and service groups who may have breakfast with Santa. And we made an offer to help them set up any Christmas displays or even families that are interested in putting a small layout under their tree. Many of us older, I hate to put an age on old, but we all, it seems, have a train story in our background. You know, growing up with trains, a train under the Christmas tree, and we are trying to share that event in other people's lives.
Greg, thank you so much for sharing it with us. I think it's just great. Both of you, thank you so much for being here this evening. I hope you'll come back. And Greg, I'll leave it up to you again to let me know when you all want to come back and give us another update. But we do support you as much as we possibly can, and best of luck and have a great holiday.
Thanks again, Jim. You too.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.